Though presidential elections in Virginia can be pretty exciting, never mind the state's tipped Democratic since 2008, campaign for governor is often the main event. The president can be a distant figure, sitting in the White House up there in Washington, D.C. Now and then, a president crosses the Potomac for an appearance in Virginia. Sometimes it's to talk up an initiative. Sometimes it's to talk up a candidate for Congress or for governor. Virginians take a keen interest in their governor. There are a number of reasons for that. The governorship is a historic office held by the likes of Thomas Jefferson, Patrick Henry, and the nation's first elective Black governor, Doug Wilder. Another reason folks here focus on their governor: the governor works, walks, and lives among the people that governor serves. Governors show up in lots of places, talking about lots of ideas and engaging lots of people. That makes a governor far more approachable than a president. And in 2025, that governor, for the first time in Virginia's 417-year history, will be a woman. The presumed Democratic candidate is Abigail Spanberger, a three-term member of the U.S. House. Republicans are expected to nominate Winsome Earle-Sears, the state's lieutenant governor. Currently, 12 of 50 states have female governors. The number is 14 if you include the governor of Guam, the U.S. territory in the Pacific, and the mayor of D.C., who's practically a governor. The Spanberger-Earle-Sears campaign will get a lot of attention, and not just because it features two women. The Virginia election for governor is one of two held immediately following a presidential election. The other is in New Jersey. And because New Jersey is a pretty Democratic state, it doesn't get as much attention as Virginia. Virginia can be a battleground, especially for governor. The state became two-party competitive in 1969 with the election of the first Republican governor of the 20th century, and that was after the state elected 21 consecutive Democratic governors. Since 1969, Virginia's had 14 governors, 7 Republicans, 7 Democrats. The national political class and the national political press will look to the Virginia election as an early indicator of what voters around the country may be thinking about the economy, about the nation's standing in the world, about Washington. The economy, that it could have been doing better, was certainly a factor in 1981. That's when Democrat Chuck Robb was elected governor. The nation had tipped into recession, and the president, then Ronald Reagan, and his Republican Party were blamed for the downturn. The seemingly bungled U.S. military withdrawal from Afghanistan got a lot of attention in 2021, particularly in Virginia, where there's a huge military presence. That withdrawal was ordered by Joe Biden, a Democratic president. It was an embarrassment and gave voters an excuse to consider voting Republican for governor. Glenn Youngkin was the beneficiary. And the 4 years of Donald Trump's first term as president were brutal for Virginia Republicans. The state, which 3 times has rejected Trump, rewarded Democrats with the governorship, several congressional seats, and briefly, control of the legislature. Who knows what impact the second Trump presidency will have on Virginia and its politics? We do know that members of both parties are nervous, if only because of the potential economic impact of Trump's promised policies. In January, Republicans will control the White House and Capitol Hill, and it could be far easier for Trump to make good on mass deportations of immigrants and big reductions in federal employment. Without migrant workers, how will all those crops get to market? What would their absence mean for healthcare? How about construction? And with nearly a third of the state's economy attributed to federal spending, Big layoffs in the bureaucracy could remake communities from Northern Virginia to Richmond to Hampton Roads. Spanberger and Earl Sears will probably have a lot to say about all this. What they can do about it as governor, that's another matter altogether. For the Richmond Times-Dispatch, this is Jeff Shapiro.